Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 12th and final episode of Full Dive RPG. And last episode, I think we were still in the midst of the big old goblin attack, but we kind of had a bit of the rug pulled out from under us because we had our big plot twist, whereas the real bad guy was Tesla, and, Queen, Princess, Governor, whatever lady, they're kind of like, they're manipulating the goblins to their own end, essentially, Very, very bad stuff. This whole time I thought Tesla was a cool dude. Turns out he's not at all. He's kind of our enemy, so we kind of have that to deal with, and I'm kind of curious how our protagonist will do so. So let's jump on in and find out. 3, 2, 1, cut. Bum, 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 bum. There's that face full of determination. Reality VR. Of course, she falls on her front so we can see that booty. Very in line with her character. That would be a good thing to do. That's a good question. Got to use that noggin of yours. Maybe some speed. I did not want to hear that. You can get Lightning Warrior Righty over here to duel him, because that would be a cool fight to see. Yeah, I'm starting to see a bit of crazy here on Tesla. He hit it well up till now, but there's definitely some in there. Whatever. That is such a chuny attack name. Oh, God. Well, at least you won't actually die. Your machine will just break. It could be worse. Like, something's got to save you. But what? That's the question. Wait, who blocked it? Is that Kaede? I mean, she looks a little bit different, but... Oh, no, okay, it is Alicia. Okay, yeah, now that I see her in the light, yeah. Damn. That did look like it hurt. Yeah, it's kind of ironic considering she's tried to kill you for most of the show. You're still her childhood friend at the end of the day. Really? Okay, making up with him did come in handy. Yeah, kinda. It wasn't completely unwarranted, but yeah, kinda. Yeah, it's pretty clear he doesn't see her as just an NPC anymore with this reaction. So is this going to give him the motivation, the drive he needs to beat Tesla? If it's a realistic game, I assume they don't, yeah. It's a Kusuke to the bitter end. Go punch him. Just hero beat the crap out of Tesla. That's all I ask. No respect for the girl that just sacrificed her life for her friend. But I'll show you a dead end. Okay. Nobody blocked that one. Did he just miss, or what exactly happened? Did he just dodge really quickly? Was that an example of his speed coming to play? That's probably what happened. It happened too quickly, I couldn't quite tell, but that makes the most sense. Because that is like the one thing he's got going for him. But yeah, it doesn't really look like he's moving much, but maybe just hard to tell. Always the brilliant insight from our fairy over here. Kamui's so-called trick. Right. Yeah, that's how VR works. As polite as always. Oh, is he gonna take out the mask? Is that what he's doing? I thought he was making like a chuny pose. Oh, I actually kind of got chills there. Yeah, take him out, hero. I can't remember how many chills I got from that. Yeah, can't touch this. And yet he's doing pretty well against you, huh? But that makes you butthurt. I would like to make one good hit on him though. You have to ask Kamui. He's gonna taught him the trick. Oh man, the music. Let's go. Oh, this is so hype. Do it. Well, you can do that too, I guess, if you want to. We'll talk about that later. There's a butt coming. Yeah, I get it. Oh, we actually knocked his blade out. You're in trouble now, Tesla. Ooh. That looked pretty fatal, I think. Oh no, okay. No, it was misleading. Okay. Never mind, we may be in more trouble than I thought. Okay, no, that's pretty bad. Well, you don't have your sword either. At least I have a part of one. Stab him in the eye. You needed to get a legendary blade, sure, clearly. That was your biggest mistake. Oh no, he does have his sword, okay. I thought I saw him knocked out of his hand, but I guess not. Or maybe he had a second one, one of the two. Doesn't really matter, the point is he has it now. Did we die? Doesn't look like maybe we died. Or maybe this is, maybe Martin's just doing some quick communication with you, like, before you die. Give you some inspirational advice, maybe? Or just maybe he's just dead. Oh yeah, can I tell about Alicia? Yeah. Didn't really think about that. Martin really is a bro. Can we do that? Is he gonna like possess him? Hand holding? Truly our best friends. So, did he possess him? Because that would definitely help us. Oh. Oh, that is definitely not normal. So rather than possessing him, he possessed a sword, I guess. I mean, that works too. Okay, I definitely, for real this time, saw that blade break. I have a ghost sword. What do you think about that? I am now. Yeah, it's the best kind of sword. A new title? Probably one of the better titles it's had so far. We come a long way since the first couple titles. Let's see what our cursed sword can do, using Tesla as an example. I do love like the green kind of glowy effect it's got. Really does feel very mystical, otherworldly, ghostly. I will see about that. If there's ever a time for a comeback, this would be it, so. These names, these technique names. He did say that, but I'm sure we got this. I'm not worried. Oh. That's what I want to hear. It's been a long, rough Kusuke experience for sure. And that's step 1. Step 2 is cut him. And that's what it sounded like. Let's cut to him, and he'll be like in 2. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Well, I guess I was proven wrong. Frickin' show. Wow. Wow. You couldn't help, fairy friend. You couldn't. Well, damn. At least I can say I didn't see that coming. So our somebody calls us like fried then. Yeah, it's toasted. At least you're alive though. That really could not be illegal to make something like that. Like it'd be less illegal than the nerve gear, but still. Are you gonna give him one? Let him borrow one. What if he breaks it again? He's have to replace it or pay for it. But I don't want to marry you. I mean, if there's ever a good time to quit, it'd be now. His game console shot. It's the end of the show. Yeah, I gotcha. May have been terrible experiences, but they were yours. He does other things. Maybe. Can't really say much to that. Yeah, he did pretty well considering the odds. Yeah, he almost won. You could brag about that, right? If he was, it would explain a lot. I'm listening. Is it refer somebody else into the game? Is like a special code input? Yeah, sounds about right. Should write that down. Okay, I guess that's better than nothing. So there's a chance. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we could save her. So yeah, a chance to save your childhood friend. That's good. That's enough motivation to jump on him. I'm not gonna remember all that. I love the pause before she said that. That's what really made it funny. It was like the perfect length of time. We'll start over again. But as long as there's a chance, it's worth doing. Anime logic. Are we gonna have a training arc before we go back in? That makes sense. Yeah, make sure you're more prepared. Because, you know, real world ability transfers over, so it's a great idea. Our track boy in his track uniform, getting back into it. Nice. Rekindling some of that love, that passion. And Kai just never played the game, so I feel like I was misled. I feel like I was lied to. I know it was just an assumption I made, but still, I feel like I was lied to. You sound awful tsundere right now. Ouch. Okay. Yeah, she's a bit of an odd one. But I mean, she clearly cares about you. That's at the very least you can grasp that much. I would like to play video games going forward. Thank you. Yeah, you can tell some changes taking place in this boy. Yeah, that was it. The experiences he's been through, that'll change you. Yeah, internal is what he's talking about. Mental, emotional. So, is he finally gonna stand up to these douchebag bullies? Because that'd be some nice little payoff. You wouldn't be to beat us up, would it? Yeah, boot to bust to them. I gave you the idea, so they probably gave you permission, so go for it. I know they outnumber you, but yeah, compared to Tesla, what are these guys? Couple of wannabes. Yeah, nothing they could do to you would be worse than Tesla. No. She's yelling at him in middle class. And not at all. I think it'd be better if you didn't clarify. Okay, so it wasn't exactly standing up to them, but I guess close enough. That's a good thing. You know, generally don't mess with the crazies. I thought we know that one line from Yu Yu Hakusho. We still have a minute or two left, so. Are being able to Riona? Yeah, but you like running, so. Ooh, wow. I see legs. Is that Tesla? Oh no, wait, that's Kamui? Wait, is that Kamui? Okay, he's actually in the game. Wow. But I mean, he's a person, so. Didn't know you. He's been told he gives up too much anyway. Means he broke his too at some point. That's a good point. Didn't even think about that. It's like, you can't prove anything. It's like, my friend broke his console. That's how I found out about it. Teach you all about real life. That's a line. That's his whole character, okay? I woke him up, I'm alright. These things are freaking massive. Yeah, I think she just kind of presses up against your face. Although when they're that big, it's kind of hard not to. Boop boop. Would you like to know? And that's why it's fun to not tell you. Ready for what, the show to end? Because we don't really have time for anything else. Okay, maybe we do. It's time to go back. Being a Kusuke doesn't mean it's not worth playing. I think that's the overall message of the show. And that's what we end off on. Him getting back into it. Yeah, I definitely feel like a bit of a tease for a potential second season, but I doubt the show will get a second season. Yeah, that was the 12th and final episode of Full Dive RPG. And I felt like it was actually a pretty satisfying final episode. I mean, it still kept in line with the kind of subverting expectations. Like, the show's done that pretty well for the most part. And yeah, even though I kind of have come to expect that more or less with the show, I was still pretty sure he was about to finish off Tesla there near the end. Like, there was like little to no doubt in my mind that was how that was going to go. But you know, freaking what's her face shows up and comes from behind and just completely interferes with the fight, so Tesla just destroys him. Right, his partner can help him, but no, our fairy friend doesn't help us with anything. She just gives off unwarranted commentary from the sidelines most of the time. Maybe a few insults and jabs here and there. That's mostly what she's good for, right? So, so he died. You know, like all this. There was so much caution and paranoia and concern about breaking his console from death, and he died and broke his console. It's unfortunate, but it was a surprise, for sure. But the important thing is how his experiences with this game have changed him as a person, right? And that's kind of what all joking aside, that is kind of what the main point, goal, message, whatever you want to call it, of the show is, right? We have a boy here that was not exactly, his real life was not exactly going super well, and as a result, when he plays a game that tries to be as close to real life as possible, it also doesn't go very well, because, you know, they're both essentially reality-esque, right? So, you know, with the whole stats transferring over and stuff like that, you know, generally speaking, if you're not doing well in real life, you can't expect to do well in the game, because physical, mental, a lot of things transfer over. So even though video games are supposed to be a form of escapism, you know, you can kind of go away from your life where you're not very successful and go to a video game where you're like king of the universe. You got random villagers just worshiping the ground you walk on because you saved them. You saved their world. You saved them from a monster. You saved them from famine. You rescue their princess, you know, whatever, right? The video games put you in that sort of position where you can become amazing. You know, you become super powerful, you become super successful, you're the king of the world by the time you end the video game, generally speaking, especially with like RPGs and stuff like that. You know, that was kind of probably was most likely the experience he was kind of hoping for, jumping into the game. I mean, that wasn't even the game you wanted to play initially, but kind of what you'd expect with any kind of RPG sort of thing. Right? I mean, MMOs are a little bit of a special case because it's got multiple people, so not everyone can be king of the universe, right? So, but yeah, he played that game, and he found out pretty quick that it was a kusoge, but having to survive in that awful world that doesn't hold your hand, that doesn't play fair, it allowed him to kind of improve as a person. So rather than, you know, taking real life abilities into the game, he kind of took game abilities into real life, right? He had a lot of his progression as a person kind of go through the experiences he had in the game, and as you could kind of see some of that with real life stuff, especially in the final episodes where it kind of really came together. You know, he's getting back into running, which he kind of started doing because of the trauma he had from back in the day. He's actually more focused and thinking about his future, like the stuff with the one teacher counselor guy, and he sort of stood up to the bullies. I mean, he got kind of scary, kind of crazy looking, and they ran off. It's debatable whether that counts as standing up for yourself, but for the moment, I guess it was good enough, right? And I guess the Kekko Odai, like the results is what you were going for, so I guess it's fine, right? And if he does want to get back into the game, Kamui gave him a method to do so. So yeah, he can do that, even though it's a Kusage, even though it's a terrible game that nobody in their right mind would ever want to play. He's gonna play more of it anyway, you know, because luckily the 1 hour thing means he can actually save Alicia's life, and since he got pretty attached to her, he doesn't really see her as an NPC anymore, more as a precious friend, right? So he's not going to just pass up an opportunity to save her life. So that's something he's going to do for sure. And if that would happen in any kind of hypothetical potential season 2, which I still don't think is going to happen, but I still can't believe Kaida never joined the game. Like, I don't know, just we saw it in the opening and stuff that she was with everyone else, and I guess that doesn't necessarily have to be the case that she jumps to the game too. It just kind of felt like it was setting up for that, you know, with her kind of like progressively getting more and more interested in what her brother's doing, right? I could just see it being a pretty natural transition into her giving the game a try herself. Like, what does Oni-chan see in this crappy game? I guess I'll give it a try. Like, it just felt like such a natural progression, even without taking an opening ED stuff into consideration. A little bit surprised that never happened, but, you know, I guess there's always potential for the future as well. So... and I think that's everything I got to say on the show. I mean, the show did kind of feel like it was losing steam kind of halfway through, especially when it got into the whole goblin training arc sort of thing, right? Because, yeah, the show started really strong with how much craziness, how many surprises there were, how hectic it was, you know, going from actually killing his best friend to his childhood friend trying to kill him because of him just killing her brother in front of him and then running away, which made things even worse, because of course it does, right? To having some cute red-haired girl that barely wears any clothing try to torture him, and he wetted himself. Like, there was just a lot of craziness, a lot of cool surprises keeping you on your feet. It just kind of felt like not too long after that, it kind of lost steam a little bit. It never got so bad that I wasn't, you know, enjoying myself watching the show. It definitely seemed to like peter out a little bit though, for the most part. Although I do think it got that hype back up quite a bit with the last episode. Like, I feel like it like if you're tracking stock prices or whatever, you know, how it goes down and goes back up. It was kind of like that, kind of spiked up a bit more, because I actually got chills at some point during the opening, and I always give a show points for that if it does manage that. Like around when Kame took his mask off, I could feel it, I felt it, and yeah, the show does keep true to its nature with that big surprise of him actually not successfully killing Tesla and just straight up dying and having his console break. Like, that really did surprise me quite a bit. So I definitely give them props for that, for sure. And Martin coming into play in the final episode too was good as well. Because not only did he also like influence Alicia to, you know, kind of help forgive Hiro, and which led to her saving his life. We also had Martin, like, yeah, giving him his powerful curse sword ability. So it's good that early game stuff, because Martin's death was like episode 1 stuff. So to have that continue to be pretty relevant for the show going forward, and especially in the final episode, was definitely really appreciated, writing wise. It was a little bit shame that Mizarisa didn't get to do much in the final episode. That would probably be my biggest complaint. She was just like face down, ass up on the ground. She didn't do much, but oh well. Can't have it all, I guess. I wonder if I could find the spot where I thought his sword flew out of his hands. Probably not. Yeah, he like strikes it, and then we see. Well, it's okay. What I thought was Tesla's sword flying out of his hand was actually his sword breaking. Because after he knocks out of his hand, he stabs him again. So, what I assumed happened was it broke. What I initially assumed happened was that it broke right after he stabbed him. Like, he tried to stab him, then like, psh, it like, you know, flew off, and then the little bit of blade that's left made contact. But in hindsight, what clearly happened was when they initially struck blades against each other, you know, the parry, that's when it broke. What I thought was Tesla's sword flying away was actually his sword flying away. So that was that initial misinterpretation that you know, confused me. But yeah, his sword never flew away. Quite sad. But at least now I know. At least now I know. Also, I think his title improved near the end of the episode, so that's good. But yeah, that was actually a pretty satisfying final episode to an overall pretty enjoyable show. So I'm glad I watched it overall. And if there ever is a season 2, which I doubt, I'll probably check it out as well. But for now, this is it. So I do hope you click that like button if you enjoy my reactions to this series, and support me on Patreon. Maybe leave a comment and watch future videos that I make as well, because I will be making future videos for sure. I'll be looking at next season stuff, see if there's anything that piques my interest. If there is anything next season that you're looking forward to that you think I would have a good time reacting to, you're more than welcome to kind of comment about that in the comment section below. You know, people saying, hey, you should watch this show, definitely has an influence on what I watch, for sure. Especially if it's somebody that I know has watched the channel a lot, and, you know, has a good understanding of what I like, what I don't like. That's especially influential, has a lot of influence with me. But yeah, anyway, that's all I really have to say. So I'm gonna end out the video here. So bye bye.